Well, hi everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do another garden art project. This one's going to be a 8-petal flower. It's going to have a center section here. We're going to do the black iridescent for the center section, and then the petals we're going to use this orangish yellow glass for the petals themselves. Going to use some of the same things we used before around the center section. We're going to use the RH9. This is the little bit bigger cane than we normally would use if we're going to try to match the outside, but this gives us a little bigger track in here, so it makes sure that we have plenty of room for our glass to slide into, so we don't have a situation where the glass won't fit inside the channel. Then around the outside edge, we're going to use the RU92. This is the smaller one, just a little bit smaller than 1/8 of an inch across the web right here. This is kind of similar to Hobby Cane, and we'll wrap the outside edges of this with that. We're going to use our brass tubing here again, 5/32. This is the one that we'll put on the back, and then we're going to use our 1/8 piano wire. The 1/8 piano wire will slide up inside the tubing. And this will be how we're going to take and get our flower to stand up when we put it in our planter. So anyway, this is just exactly like we did the other one, only we're going to make this one a flower. The other one we did was a butterfly. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously we need some kind of a pattern. I have it down here. This pattern here, again, like the butterfly, was taken off of Google Images. I just typed in free black and white clip art, and I just typed in flowers, and there must be a couple thousand images of flowers. Pick one that you kind of like. These drawings were not intended for leaded glass, so you may have to modify them a little bit here, especially in this area right here where they come together, because there's not enough room for the lead cane to come in here. If you're going to copper foil this, you'd be pretty close to being all right, because you're going to butt those edges together anyway. So what I did is I took a drawing of this same pattern here, and I took a felt tip pen and I filled these areas in thicker, so when we cut this out, we'll cut them out on this heavier line inside here, so that we'll have some room for our heart of our U cane to come around and tuck into the center section here. This one's printed on a sticky back like we did the butterfly, but everybody may not want to do the sticky back, so I also printed it out on just a piece of manila folder that I took and cut into pieces. And so we'll use this one, and we'll use a glue stick to put this down, and then from there we'll go ahead and cut it all out, and we'll get ready to make our flower. So anyway, I'll go offline, I'll get this cut out, come back, I'll go show you real quick how we're going to stick this down, and from there we'll start to put the project together. These are really quick. Probably could make this whole project in about 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll be back in just a little while. All right, well, we're back. We got our pieces all cut out now. In the butterfly one, we use this adhesive paper. For this one here, I thought I'd show you the other system here. So I just took this on the copier and I printed it out onto a manila folder like this, and then cut the pieces out. We'll use a glue stick to stick them down to our glass. Each system has an advantage. One of the advantages of putting them on the manila folder is it gives you a little better edge to cut on. The other advantage is, because this has a texture to it, this is a little rough here. You always want to try to cut your glass on the smoothest side, which is on the other side. So this gives us a chance. We can take and mark these, and we'll turn them over when we put them on the back side, so we can cut it on the smooth side. With the adhesive, you can't do that unless you reverse the image on your copier. And this particular copier I'm using doesn't do that, so this works out good. For our circle here now, though, I have a little printer XY cutter. It's called a Cricut, and I set it up to cut 1.5 inch circles, and that's what size this circle is. So we're going to just take here, and we're going to take our pin going to stick it in here, and we're just going to set it right in here, and this will be our pattern for our circle for the center of our flower. So that'll work out nice. The advantage of cutting this on the smooth side and reversing this is that we can build this with the pretty side of the glass up. If you don't do that, you're going to have to turn everything over and build it with the pretty side down. And sometimes when you're doing your lead, the back side sometimes is not quite as nice looking as the front side as far as matching up your corners and so forth. So this has some advantages to that. So I'm going to go offline. I'll take and put this all together, and then when we come back, we'll have it all cut up. You don't need to watch us cut this. Although I might cut this circle one here real quick in case you're new to this, due to cutting glass. You may not be familiar with that. So let's push this away a little bit. I'll get the cutting board out, and we'll get our glass cutter, and we'll cut that one really quick. All right, we're back. So here's our little circle right here. I've got this on a cutting mat. This cutting mat is actually my wife's. She gives me her old quilting cutting mats that they use for cutting fabric, and it works out nice. It's kind of a rubberized product. This side here that they use has all the grid numbers and so forth on it. So I'm not too interested in that, so this works out good for what I want to do. So to cut this circle out, just take your cutter and make just the first little cut like that. Take and pop that out, and then take it as you go along here, and don't try to take too big of a bite here, because you'll crack your glass when you try to get it out here. So take and make one quick one right there, and then we can go right here. If you don't want to snap that with your fingers, get a pair of running pliers. If you're not familiar with the running pliers, they look like these, and you just take and set it in here, put this line right here, right on your score line, and just pop that like that. So don't take too big of a bite. So we'll quit right there. Pick this up, take and mark it there. You could come in here and cut this little piece out if you wanted to. I'm going to just come over here. The camera that I'm shooting this video with is right above my head, so it makes it a little difficult for me to get in and get this tighter, which I would do if I wasn't videoing this. We'll take this little piece out right here. There we go. So we'll just take this now, we'll put it on a grinder, and we'll just grind it back to make it fit. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and put all these other ones down. I may come back and just show you how they look when they're put down, and then we'll go from there, and we'll cut them all out, and then we'll put it together, and we'll be done with the project. All right, well, we're back. We've got all our pieces cut out now. So I've got them all numbered here. I guess we didn't number that one very good. We'll get a number on this guy here. So anyway, by putting the pattern on the back side of the glass, now we have all the pretty side of the glass facing up. So the first thing we're going to do now is we're just going to pull these off to the side. We don't need these right now, and we're going to go to this center one here. This is the one we're going to watch. We're going to wrap in the RH9, and we're going to just wrap it right around here. I'm going to take it off on the edge of my bench with my thumb, and I'm going to pre-bend that. Give it a little bend about like that, and it's going to set it in here. Then I'm going to bring this on around. Just like that. And when it comes together right here, I'm going to cut it about right here, so it's a little bit longer than I need. And then I'm going to trim back to get where I want to go here. See here where it's at right there? So now it just needs to be just a little bit shorter. Okay, I'm going to take this on the edge of my bench now, and I'm going to push this in right here. So you get a nice joint like that right there where it comes together. Then what we're going to do with this, we're going to set this down, get our pins here. We're going to put this joint in one of these connections right there. We'll take and pin it down here a little bit. And then right here where it comes together, we're going to take a little piece of our form wood. And I'm going to take and push it together right there so it makes a nice smooth joint right there, just like that. I'm going to take and pin that. Now what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to take and spot solder that real quick just to hold it together for us. So put a little flux on there. I don't know if the iron's hot enough yet or not. We'll see. Not quite hot enough there. Here we go. All right. So now we're ready to put our next piece in here. So we're going to put the number 1 spot right here. So we're going to take our number 1 piece of glass right here. And now we're going to go to our U-came here, and we're going to go around the outside edge. And we're going to take this. You notice how this glass curves back here a little bit. I'm going to take it with my thumb on it here, and I'm going to kind of pre-bend it. Here again, just like we did on the butterfly, we're going to let this stick over the edge, just like that. And we're going to wrap this right around. That come around here. Going to take our lead dikes now, and we're going to cut this right off. Going to cut that off flush like that. So you can see here, it ends right here. Okay, so now remember the middle one, the H came right here, this one right here. It's going to fit in here. So we need to have, it's going to fit like this. So we need to come back and cut these back a little bit short. So when this sits in here, the glass will go inside this channel. So it's very easy to do. Just pull this back, come in here and just take and trim this just a little bit. Do the same thing over here. Put it back in. This is what you're looking for right here. This one here looks just about perfect. This one here is a little bit shallow. We'll give this just a little bit more trim. So it should look like this. So then we can take this and we'll turn this around and we'll insert this right in here. See how these come into contact right here with the H came? Set that first one in there, and we're going to take and we're going to pin it down tight. We're going to pin it here. We're going to pin it right here. Right now I'm just going to pull this one over. I'll put one in here real quick. Okay, so now we're going to do, let's take number 2. And stick it in here like this. Here again, bring it around. Pull it up tight. Trim it right at your glass. Open it up. Take a little trim right here. Make sure you get it going the right direction here. Here we go. Here again, we got that right where we want it. So number 2, we're going to stick it in here just like this. Bring this up. This one here, I trimmed this just a little bit too long right here. So rather than cut another piece of lead, I'm just going to take it on my grinder real quick, and I'm going to knock this corner off real quick. So stick around. We'll be right back. You want to make these joints come together as tight as you can, because you get a better solder joint then. Okay, here we go. See, I brought that back. So when this sits in here like this, we've got a better joint. Here again, now we'll put this down here tight. I'm going to come in here, put one here, put one here. All right, we'll do number 3 real quick, and then I'll go offline and do the rest of them, but I just want to show you how that goes. Take number 3. So you can see this goes pretty fast. And after you play with it for a while, you get to where you can pretty well cut these just about where you want them right from the first try. Pull that back, trim this down. Push this in. Put your pin in it. Pin it up. Just like that. So we're coming together here. This has a little bit of a gap right here. I'm not going to worry about that. When we solder, that'll disappear, so we'll be all right with that. So I'll go offline. I'll put the rest of them on. When we come back, we'll solder it all up. We'll turn it over, we'll solder the other side, and then we'll put our brass tubing on it. And the project will be pretty much done. So we'll be back in just a minute. All right, well, we're back. We got all the lead put in our project right now. So you can see they all came together really nice here. So we're going to take our little stainless steel brush here, and we'll just go over them real quick here, just knock any oxidation off of them. And we'll get our flux out here. Come around here, flux these all down. Then we'll just take our soldering iron, we're going to tin it just a little bit, and we'll start right here. We just come around and solder this all down. Got a lot of pins in here, so sometimes it's kind of hard to get it started here. We'll take out a couple of these here so we can get this soldered nicely. This one here seems to be up a little bit high. Let's see what's going on here with this one here. There we go. Now that one kind of got up in the air there a little bit. I want to make them all have this same little bead going all the way around if I can, or get them close. There we go. That looks good. All right, so now we'll take these all out. And we'll turn it over. Take and turn it over here. And we'll just put a couple pins in here, kind of just to keep it from moving around on us. Here again, we'll take and brush that down. Need to get us a little bit more solder here, so we'll pull off a little bit of a link here. Push this back together. All right. So we just go around this and solder this all shut. All right. That looks pretty good. All right, so now what we'll do, we'll take and clean this up a little bit, and then we'll come back here and we'll take and we'll put our brass tubing. I already cut a little piece of it here. This brass tubing, we're going to run it down on the back side here. Doesn't need to be quite this long, so we'll cut it back off a little bit. We're going to run it down behind on the back side here, and that'll give us a place to put our support rod so that we can stick it in a planter. So I'll be back in a second. I'm going to clean this up really good, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how we're going to put the brass tubing on there. All right, we're back. We got it all cleaned up now, so it looks very nice. So I'm happy with the way that came out. So now we'll put this anywhere we want. We're going to put it in the center here somewhere. I think I'll put it right there. And so I'm going to take here again my little rat tail file, and I'm going to give me a little edge to put this in. It just keeps this from rolling around while I'm soldering it. So I just get a little thing to help hold that. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to we'll put a little flux here. We'll take our brass tubing, we're going to put a little flux on each side. Drop that into where we put the little grooves. And then like we did on the butterfly, I'm going to put this across here, and I'm going to put this onto it, because as I said before, This tubing gets super hot really quick, so you can't hold on to it with your fingers, you'll burn yourself. So I'm going to just take and tin my iron here now. Come on. I'm going to hold this down right where I want it. Just set this in here and just let it flow off. Go around the edge. Here again, same thing here. Turn it around. Go ahead and tin your iron. And we'll go ahead and do this side right here. Whoop. Just like that. Then we'll get something to hold it up straight with. This little block right here, I'll do it. I'm going to set this in here like this. And right here at the top here now, I'm going to take and plug this. See if I can get it in the camera here. We're going to take and plug this hole up because we don't want the piano wire going straight through it. Just like that. So now we can take our 1/8" piano wire and we'll insert it in here just like this. This needs to be cleaned out just a little bit here. After you cut it, sometimes you have some little burrs on it. Just take the back side of a file, stick it in here, and just ream this out just a little bit. Like that. And there's our flower. So anyway, here again we're going to put our black patina on it. So that'll turn nice and dark for us. And then we'll put it out in a planter and we'll take a couple pictures of it and the project will be all done. So hope everybody's following along on this. This is a fun one to do. It's nice and easy. I've got another flower that only has 5 petals on it. We might make that one later on. But I got a couple others we're going to do first. We got a ladybug that we're going to do and a couple other ones. So anyway, we'll be back here in just a minute and we'll have the final product. We're back. We got it all cleaned up now. So here's our final outcome on our flower. So I'm real happy the way that came out. I have it on its, here's our brass tubing right here with our piano wire in it. So that's all taken care of. So the only thing we have left to do is we'll take it out and put it in the garden. We'll take a couple pictures of it and we'll be all done with it. So hope everybody has followed along and we'll see you on the next video. All right, well, we're out in the garden now, so we put our flower garden art project out here, so we're real happy with the way that came out. So I hope everybody enjoyed the project. Hope you'll give this one a try. It's a real easy one, and it was fun to make. Makes a great gift. Hope you'll subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next video. So thank you for watching.